You have come a long way at the yellow brick road. My friend, your desire to become a secured party creditor has brought you to the point where you are clicking this valuable video. Secured. Who would not wish that? In this world full of unforeseen turns and happenings, we all yearn for security. Well, in response to your financial concerns, this is part 3 of our video series, The Redemption.
Welcome to Debt Relief and Credit Repair channel. Your concerns are our answers. The information presented in this video and channel is for informational purposes only. No professional, accounting, financial, investment, or legal advice is given or implied by the channel or moderators.
We desire to encourage self research and learn things the easiest way. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe and share this video with your friends who might find it useful. By doing so, you'll help us keep working toward our goals of providing our viewers with accessible knowledge. From our previous video, we have learned that before Dorothy and her companions could arrive in the Emerald City, the Wicked Witch of the West had to act quickly, for she wanted the ruby-colored slippers at all costs. The witch used the poppy flower or poppies to cover the countryside, then drug the residents into unconsciousness before waltzing in and stealing the shoes. In a metaphorical sense, the goal is to lure the American people into drugs to dull their senses and steal their gold. The narcotics and poppies had an effect on the real life friends, Toto, the lion, and Dorothy. The Tin Man and the Scarecrow, however, who were artificial characters, were unaffected. Glenda, the Good Witch of the North, responded to their cries for help by covering them in snow, also known as cocaine. This stimulant neutralized the narcotic effects of the poppies and opium on Dorothy, the lion, and Toto. Who is the Wicked Witch of the West? She is fairly clear. She set up residence in a round, medieval watchtower that was formerly a symbol of the Knights Templar, a Freemasonry order known for practicing witchcraft and being credited with creating modern banking in the year 1099. Black, the hue used by judges and priests for their robes, was also worn by the Wicked Witch of the West. Her counterpart in the opening act of the movie was Almira Gulch, who, according to Aunt M, possessed half the country, and who claimed to have been bitten by Toto, Dorothy's dog. When Miss Gulch defied them to withhold Toto and go against the law, lovely old Aunt M was relegated to pushing the party line, dutifully surrendered to the pressure, and unwillingly counseled Dorothy. Today, 95% of all cases worldwide are filed in US courts, and 70% of all lawyers in the world live in the West, specifically America. In the American judicial system, the Wicked Witch of the West and Miss Gulch, great friends, stand in for judges and attorneys. They are America's chief executors and henchmen in the transfer of all wealth from the people to the banks and the government. The rival Miss Gulch wanted to capture Toto, and the Wicked Witch of the West wanted the silver sleepers and the valuable metals. Finally, Dorothy and her three companions arrive in Emerald City. They request a meeting with the wizard, were escorted inside, and were shown to him. The wizard was a huge figure shouting behind glass, like smoke and mirrors. Initially, Dorothy and the others were duped by the wizard's deception, use of authority, and demands. However, it was young Toto who served as the wizard's frontman, who instinctively drew back the curtain to reveal the wizard's deceit. With the arrival of technology, the wizard, this enormous picture speaking loudly behind glass, may very well represent television, which puts the people's voice in the hands of the government. If people saw it on TV, right? Naturally, the populace will have faith in their government. But Dorothy and the others quickly realized that was going on and exposed the wizard for what he really was, a fraudulent man. The wizard also mentioned the land of E Pluribus Unum, which is Latin for one out of many, converting the many into one new world order, or Novus Ordo Seclorum, a Latin phrase put on the American $1 bill shortly after the bankruptcy. Then, when asking the agent about helping the scarecrow or strawman about getting a brain, he gave the strawman a piece of paper and diploma from a university. He gave the Tin Man a ticker, which is a clock to sound like a heart, but it was not. To the lion, he gave a medal to show that the lion had courage. He then proudly revealed and confessed that he was born and bred in the middle of the western wilderness, an old Kansas guy myself. Of all of them were only thankful objects in the imaginary land of Oz. The wizard was allegedly open to taking Dorothy back in his balloon as well, but she was ultimately left behind. You don't need to be helped, Dorothy. The good witch of the north intervened fortunately. All she had to do was put on her slippers to return to Kansas, something she had always had the ability to do. Let's now consume this knowledge piece by piece. Everyone has the ability and right to recover their independence. It's only that they sometimes forget. Since the people are the genuine sovereign authority, as stated in the Oregon Bill of Rights, it is only required to awaken from the drug like influence that the powers that be have over you and the American people in regards to that power and position, and then utilize it. Declaring to the bankers that you are no longer collateral by, for example, filing with the Secretary of State is the real act of reclamation. Submitting or not filing income tax returns becomes an intriguing study in and of itself because the IRS is an accounting business and collection agency for the private Federal Reserve Bank. Having been established under the UCC at its creation in 1954 and operated purely in that domain ever since. Make sure to do your research though. What's in it for us with the Wizard of Oz? In today's bankrupt commercial world, the actual reclaiming of your sovereignty entails submitting a UCC I form to the Secretary of State and a chargeback invoice with bill of exchange to the Secretary of the Treasury of the United States. Through this process, you can take commercial control of your strawman, who has a TIN number, and charge up your UCC contrast trust account in order to discharge your debtor's debts. Due to the Internal Revenue Service's unregistered overseas agents, Americans have intimate first-hand knowledge of the ruthless mechanics of commercial law. The IRS, accounting firm and collecting agency for the private Federal Reserve Bank, was established in 1954 and has only operated under the UCC's purview since that time. The commercial system as it currently exists is better for everyone as long as everyone is aware of the program, which is what everyone must comprehend. It just seems that nobody told and gave full disclosure to the American people not only of the change, but how to operate in this new commercial world where all the real value was removed and all that was put in its place was commercial paper. Perhaps the Wizard of Oz was the introduction to the program as the monetary condition and changes in America back then. For Dorothy, the people of the United States, everything turned out well. She ultimately made it home, which means that there is legal recourse. It was only encoded, masked, and hidden, but it is there. Fortunately, the code has been broken, and like in the movie, a route back is available. There isn't, as Dorothy famously remarked, there's no place like home. Nothing compares to the sovereignty of full sovereign people. The redemption process offers a financial solution. Will you continue the fall for the confidence man's tricks and take the wizard's words coming from that smoke and mirrors box called the TV at face value, or will you become as wise as Dorothy and look behind the scenes to see the con? Instead of being the debtor slave on the plantation, living your life in debt and slavery, will you rise above the situation and acquire the knowledge to become a secured party creditor, private banker, and sovereign to take your place among others who are above the government? The choice is ours. Continue down the yellow brick road. A step in the execution of your strategy is represented by each of the bright yellow bricks on the path. Gaining back the things that were taken from you is the goal. Stop living a life based on mistaken ideas. This video series will provide you the knowledge and assurance you need to rise from the ranks of debtor slave to the power position of secured party creditor. To ensure that you don't miss any of the episodes of this video series, The Redemption, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell. Stay tuned